Right guys, welcome to another beer review, and today we're going over to Liverpool and we're having a look at a beer from Glen Affric Brewery, and this is a can of the Atomic Orange Blood Orange Pale Ale, clocking in at 4.8% ABV. So born out of our small batch series, this beer was so popular we knew we had to brew it again fast. A solid pale ale backbone gives way to waves of intense sweet and tart blood orange, balanced with citrus hops for added tanginess. And this beer was kindly sent to me, as well as many others, from the legend that is Mersey Beers, a.k.a. Adam, who you've seen in the comments, and he's also been involved in some of the live streams that the usual suspects have been part of. So yeah, be looking forward to seeing more of him on the tubes, hopefully. But yeah, he sent me a couple from Glen Affric and a few others from various breweries from in and around Liverpool. So highly, highly appreciated, Adam, mate. Yeah, what I gave you in return is nothing compared to what you've kindly dropped off for me. So I'm still gonna, and you're gonna hear that every time I review one of these beers you sent me, I'm still gonna sort you out with a few more beers. So yeah, lovely sounding stuff. I do love a citrus IPA and pale. Not had any for absolutely ages. So yeah, just come in from work and about to put myself some pasta on and then just finish off a jar of pesto. That's my night sorted. So using oh god, look at that. Using terrible pour. Using the glass that my good friend Harry from Blue Nose Beer Reviews gave me. Promoting his brewery, Ramsbury. And yeah, I do like this oversized glass, but I clearly can't pour beer in it because I'm a fucking idiot. So yeah, there's more head than beer. And what you do see in terms of beer, I love the luminance that I get from this camera angle, even though the lighting for the rest of the video is awful, quite frankly. And yeah, but what you do get is, it's almost like what I'm seeing is not as like bright and full of light that you'll see. It's almost like there's a light inside just illuminating, but I'm getting more of like a sort of like a cloudy lemon juice sort of look to it. But yeah, hazy as hell, just looks absolutely fantastic. And that head is dissipating quite nicely. Right now it's about 2 fingers worth of nice white looking head, so I'm sure we'll still be able to get a nose on this one. Speaking of which, let's do that. So giving it a swirl, and let's see what we get on the nose. I'm getting more of a breadiness, but I think it's because that head might be blocking some aromas. But you do get that blood orange coming through. It's definitely got a tanginess to it. Almost has like a slight passion fruit aroma. But yeah, now that head's getting smaller and smaller, the orange is coming out really nicely. And yeah, citrusy hops. It's got a real sort of like damp muskiness to it as well. Almost like a bruised sort of stone fruit. But it smells good. So let's see what we got in the taste. Cheers everyone. Cheers Adam. Oh yes. Oh my god. That is just exactly not only what I needed right now, but everything I was expecting this to be and more. Blood oranges are one of my sort of like favourite fruit flavours. I love blood orange juice. Blood oranges are a real pain in the arse to get hold of though here in the UK. I'm yet to stumble into a supermarket and they've got blood oranges for sale. Because like freshly squeezed blood orange juice, oh, it's just so nice. You don't need to like add any sweetness to cut through the citrusy sourness like you would do with maybe a grapefruit, even though I like a really potent grapefruit juice. But yeah, there's just this really nice general sweetness you get from blood orange, and it's coming through remarkably well in this beer. At its core, it's a really simple pale ale, I would say. not in a negative sort of way, but just gets the job done. So I can imagine, even without that citrusy character, or without the addition of blood orange, you've got a really nice, just solid, quaffable, drink it by, the pint sort of beer. Tangy, zesty. The zesty hops used complement that blood orange perfectly. Oh, it's so good. I love beers like this, and I don't think they get the appreciation that they deserve, because I could just drink beers like this all day. Last night went out to Manchester with a couple of mates from work. Went to a screening of a film at the Manchester Film Festival, and we popped into... Why am I telling you this story? Popped into Northern Monk afterwards, and I had... can't remember what IPA it was, but it was from War Pigs. So, yeah, I've been not delicate or anything like that, but if I'd have had this beer as soon as I'd woken up, this would have refreshed me and just got me started for the rest of the day. What a long-winded way to say that this is a freshly, zesty, zingy pale ale. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it makes one just casually lean to the side and just enjoy it. I love it. I absolutely love it. For its ABV, it's got a nice bold body, but I think obviously when you add something like a blood orange or any sort of especially citrusy fruits to a beer, it will, sort of naturally cut through that body a little bit. And it's just right. It's got just the right amount of carbonation in this as well. I think this is fantastic stuff. I just can't pick out any faults, mainly because this is the sort of beer that I want to drink time and time again. Because I just love the idea of putting citrus fruits in a pale ale or IPA. Yeah, and it's just got the right amount of malty crispiness as well. Biscuity, a little bit bready. But yeah, looks great, it smells great, and it tastes even better. 10 out of 10. I just can't fault it. My reviews are really subjective when it comes to that. As much as objective as I try to be, or as objective as I pride myself on being, I can't help it. Sometimes I'm just yeah, this is me. This is my beer. And yeah, it's 10 out of 10. I want more sort of these hazy IPAs with fruit added to them, because it's just a marriage made in heaven, just elevated even more so. Gorgeous stuff. I've had a few beers from Glen Affric up to this point, all been really solid, but this is just the best by a country mile so far. And it's one that if I see it, I'm picking up a couple of cans of this, because this is the sort of thing that I want to stockpile on. Not too much, because you don't want those flavours to fade, or obviously. But I could go to this time and time again. And with it getting slightly better in terms of weather, spring is starting to come through, ever so slightly. I mean, obviously, there's a big thing right now, the C word going on. Fucking people. Seriously, don't get me started, or else I just won't shut up about it, because it's just winding me up. I'm sick of hearing it. I'm sick of people taking elements of it way out of proportion and not focusing on the actual things we should be concerned about when it comes to the C word. People looking, well, I don't think anybody will watching this review 5 years down the line. I don't think they'll be watching it, anyway, to be honest, because nobody likes my channel. But yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is just a really nice distraction, and yeah, I think it's gonna. I'll have drank it before I even, get halfway through cooking the food. But this and a nice green pesto with pasta and a little bit of cheese sprinkled on top. It's those moments you live for. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, first beer from the selection that Adam gave me, and we're off to the best possible start, quite frankly. So yeah, 10 out of 10 from me. I probably am overhyping it. I tend to do that, but when it appeals to me personally, and I've always said, never take my opinion as gospel. get the biggest like handful of salt and just sprinkle it. Do that with any review, really, quite frankly. But if you do come across this beer, give it a try because it's fantastic. Lovely citrusy bitterness on the back end as well, and slightly dry on the finish, just making you want to go for another sip. So yeah, really impressed with this beer. I've been waiting to crack this open, and it did not disappoint at all. So massive thank you once again, Adam, for providing me with such a gorgeous beer. It really is. So yeah, if you've tried this one, then let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. If you tried any other beers from Glen Affric, then I'd love to hear your thoughts, opinions, recommendations. What's some of your favourite Liverpool beers, Liverpool breweries, Merseyside breweries, that sort of thing. I think the Northwest in the UK is just producing some absolute bangers. I mean, throughout the UK, we're producing some amazing beer. But this is just, I'm so happy to be surrounded by these places that have some fantastic breweries. And Glen Affric, a brewery that are definitely on my radar now. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will put Adam's channel down below, although he doesn't really sort of post videos, but he's collected his appearances on some of our streams, which are always worth watching. Of course, I ruin them when I'm on them, but you know, that's it. When life gives you blood oranges, make an atomic orange blood orange pale. There we go, we're ended on a shitty pun. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all later. Cheers.